This is my bass. It's my main stage bass. She's nice. Yeah. She sits real good too. I'm not holding it at all. She sits nice proud angle for me. Yeah, she switched this to clean because I did a take of this before this and I didn't like how it turned out, so I'm doing it again. So this is what the bass sounds like clean. And obviously you can hear it's a fretless. Sounds good slap too. So that's what she sounds like clean. This is how she takes distortion. She takes distortion real good. It's got a Seymour Duncan pickup in it. Also, I should mention to you that I'm in BEAD tuning with 67, 90, 120, 160 tapered core. Those are my strings of choice. It's a 35-inch scale, 26 fret positions. And before I tell you about how it sounds with distortion, or show you rather, let me show you the back, because the back is nice. I need to fabricate a plate for this with the control and the battery because it is active. Look at that neck joint. Well, it's not a neck joint at all. This is actually a one-piece guitar with a rich light fingerboard. It's a Carina wood on it. So I just have yellow tape on the back for right now. I need to fabricate a plate. I just have been too busy to do it. And I've been indecisive about picking up preamp. That's why you see these speed holes here. There's 4 speed holes in it. For extra speed, man. And so interesting about this bass is that the string spacing on it is very different than a normal bass guitar. It's 1 13/16. Wait, is that her? Yes. It's just a hair over 1 3/4 at this end, and then it's 16.5 millimeters string spacing here. So it's a lot more consistent all the way through. I mean, you could see the taper on the neck is not very exaggerated, whereas like something like a jazz bass is like 1.5 inches dead even here and 19 millimeter string spacing here. So it's way tapered, right? I just find that the intonation and the feel is more consistent when you have, a wider nut width and a narrower bridge spacing. Almost kind of like how a classical guitar doesn't taper at all, usually. The ones I've played are just straight up 2 inches all the way across, or something like that. 2 inches, 2 1/4, something like that. But anyways, yeah, for right now, it just has the one knob. It's volume. And this is what it sounds like with distortion. I'm going for that Doom Eternal kind of distortion. So, yeah. It's black with gold metal flake, as you can see. I really love it. It's got hip shot hardware, stainless steel nut. I made that myself. It's bolted on from the back with a 1/4-20 bolt. You can see it's got the hip shot ultralights. Tuners are recessed in there, actually. It's a pretty thick headstock. And I'm not in love with the hip shot tuners. I prefer the Graphtec ratios myself, but the problem with them for me is that they don't do a ratio tuner for bass with the clover key in the smaller form factor, like the hip shot. That's the only reason why I'm using these, is because they fit it, and I have a set of Graphtec ratios that I'm gonna put on another bass that I'm working on. It's just, I wish they would make them with the clover button. I hate the way that those Y keys look, like those standard Y-shaped keys. I hate the way those things look. I just love the look of the big old clover knobs, and they're, in my opinion, I prefer the way they turn. But yeah. In any case, it's got an active Seymour Duncan in it, Seymour Duncan empty blackout guitar pickup, which is a secret, don't tell anybody. But because of the narrow bridge spacing, this actually fits a guitar pickup. So it was a happy accident, actually. And it's in a P bass style position, which is what I prefer. I don't like bridge pickups on bass. I just don't. Or I just don't vibe with it. I'm of the P bass kind of inclination to begin with. That's just a sound that I hear in my head and I like. So I use it. And then this is my more aggressive distortion right here. It's a octave fuzz and a distortion. So actually inspired me to do this is kind of a funny story. It's actually I did it to compete with like rap beats and like synthesizers, basically. I did it for that kind of reason, because there's a Slim Thug song. It goes like this. Also, another reason is, when I was a kid, dubstep music was very popular, so it's like, I want to make Skrillex noises with my guitar, basically. You know. So there. You know, stuff like that. And the slides on this are really good, you know, because you can really take advantage of the fretless aspect of it. You can do a really good car noise with it. My next patch is clean with chorus and delay. And I love this with harmonics. I messed up. Hold on. Next sound is Distortion with chorus on it. This is my Peter Steele sound. Well, he played this clean, but. Next patch is actually just that with delay on it, which is really cool. I love this right here. You can do the same sort of stuff that you do with clean with the harmonics, but it just really fucking comes out more. I love that. That harmonic is like my favorite harmonic. Love it. Really soundscapey with this if you want. It's a good lead bass sound. If you want to do something like kind of electronic music-y, you can really get away with it with this sound. Let's see if you recognize this one. Child of the early YouTube interwebs, like around 2012, 2011-ish area, you're gonna know those songs. But yeah. Next sound is actually a lighter version of the octave distortion. Much lighter, much more manageable, much more. In some ways, it's more usable. In some ways, it's not. Because you can play this sound, you can actually put your hand right here to mute and just play with your right hand like it's a piano, almost sounds like you could do like old Game Boy songs with this. Oh, hold on, wait. Let me remember how to play this. You know, you can get fun with this. It does this kind of sound really, you know, that organ sound really well. And then my eighth and final sound for you is the harder version of the octave distortion with the delay. That's a treat right there. We use this in one of our songs. My band Arc Flash, we use this in one of our songs. As when we play it live, we use it as like an intro sound because it's so like big and imposing. Because that song in particular is really, I don't want to say the name because you can't look it up and go listen to it, but live we use this to really create an atmosphere. That song is very oppressive atmosphere. So I really love this sound for that. Just the heaviest shit you ever heard in your fucking life, like tone-wise. And then for reference, this is regular clean. I love this thing. It's kind of a bass and rig tour, through all the various sounds that I have on this thing. For my MIDI switcher, that's what I use to do all the sounds. I'm using a Voodoo Lab GCX guitar audio switcher with their Ground Control Pro. It's just amazing. I have an Alesis delay. I'm not going to tell you what distortions I use or like the pedals I use for that because it's secret. And I want you to go out and make your own original noises and not just rip me off. Yeah. I'm not going to give you my settings and stuff like that because, look, don't use your eyes to dial in pieces of gear. Use your ears. Unless you know that piece of gear well enough to know what it's going to sound like at a certain setting, use your ears to dial in your sounds. Because that's going to tell you what the truth is. Your eyes will deceive you when it comes to tone. I mean, even when you're looking at a spectral analysis, I mean, it'll tell you accurate information. However, the problem with that is that it doesn't really... What you're seeing and the perceived audio that you're hearing is really more important than that, because you can look at it and be like, oh, it's got more bass than it does treble. Yeah, but how does that sound, and how does it hit you? And how does it hit you in different ways? Like, the bass in a car is different than the way that the bass will hit you on headphones or live. You know, the octave distortion, I love that sound live. It's just so, like we have a breakdown in our song DMMS under the guitar solo where the bass is just doing this bass line pretty much the whole time under the solo. Solo, me and Alex do a unison line. We do this. And then I don't have my foot switch in front of me like I normally do, but you can. And then it goes straight clean with this right here. Song, right? So basically in summation, I just make noises, and if they sound good, then I keep them. If they don't, then I throw them away. Well, throw them away is a harsh way to say it, but I repurpose them for other things. There we go. That's a better way to say that. But clean, this bass sounds just, good. Maybe turn the amp up a little bit. I'm about to go to rehearsal here in a little bit, and it's going to be loud, so acclimate a little bit. That's why my clean is distorting a little bit. Forgot to turn the pad on, the input gain pad on my amp. That one's hard. Hold on. Let me do that one more time. And in that same song, I do the, this line that, hey, and thank you for everybody that's been watching my YouTube shorts. I really want to say thank you, and I appreciate it a lot. Don't think it goes unnoticed. But that song, Serengeti, also has the... Get that doom kind of distortion. It's almost Cliff Burton-ish, but not really, because he used a fuzz. This is a distortion. And it is a different flavor, how does that go? I've been really liking that distortion sound lately. It's very inspiring for me. But, holy shit, this is 30 minutes long. All right, well, yeah. Also, Crypta, good band. See them live. They're great. They give a new definition to the phrase hot and heavy. Them Brazilian chicks are fucking badass on stage. They were fucking amazing. I saw them at the Warehouse Live in Midtown. It's fucking amazing. Go see them live.